Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name is Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Tuesday to you, each and every one. I hope you're well and you've had a good day. Now, just before I jump straight into this chart, and you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of blue lines. Just want to remind you that this is not financial advice. Okay, now this is a daily chart on Bitcoin. And it's just an observation, okay, but it's an interesting observation, I believe, in my humble opinion. And as you can see, I've got the MACD at the bottom and then the price where the price should be. And each of these blue lines, so it's a daily chart, right? Each of these blue lines marks where there is a cross of the MACD of the zero line. And you know that I'm a big fan of the zero line with regards to the MACD and changing momentum, okay? Now, this isn't tradable, so please don't go out and trade this. But it's just, I've just picked them out as the crossing points demonstrating the changes in momentum and what that then leads to. So you can see here, cross to the upside move, there, cross to the downside move, cross to the upside move, cross to the downside move, cross to the upside move, cross to the downside move, cross to the upside move, cross to the downside move. Oh, I missed this one. I missed the last upside move. So it's roughly there. I haven't got them exact because life is too short. So up move and then there was a downside move. Now, the reason I've done that is just put into perspective how it does reflect the momentum of the moves. This is a daily time frame from the start of the bull run to where we are now. And the reason I did that was, as I went through yesterday in my video, but more specifically today, you can see that the daily, as of this upside move in the last, 5 days, 6 days, the MACD has turned up and it's getting a bit closer to the zero line. And the closer it gets to the zero line, the more accurate this this number for crossing above becomes. And it's not super close yet, but it's getting closer, and this is at 73.4. So why am I saying that? Well, having bounced off the bottom of the range and now at this current point hovering around the midpoint, if Bitcoin can start to trend above the midpoint, it's going to get close to this number for crossing above the zero line. And when the MACD crosses above the zero line, as we've just seen for the rest of the bull run, that leads to more upside. That, combined with the fact that this is the 7th week within this range, I predicted 8, and that prediction was based on the previous consolidation time periods along this bull run. If it did indeed cross to the upside, and let's just say this changes to 72 or something, that would be close to the top of the range with a statistical bias for more upside based on what I've just pointed out. When the MACD crosses crosses above the zero line, upside moves are more likely. That to me suggests that I think the clock is ticking for Bitcoin to bust on out through the top of this range. Now, I might be completely wrong by that because it might just turn back down and Bitcoin comes back down to the bottom of the range, and then who knows. But that's my thought, and that's the reason I brought out this crazy blue line chart. Okay, so having said all that, let's now get rid of it all. And I don't want to get rid of it all. I'll tell you what. I'll just zoom into the 4-hour chart and get rid of this blue line because I don't need this now. Okay, there we go. So you can see the range. I changed the colour of the lines just because I was getting bored with them. But it's the same thing. Bottom, top, midpoint, which is 50% between the top and the bottom. And then here's the recent trend line just showing that price is going up. Just you can see it with your eyes, but it's easier to stick a line on. And indeed, Bitcoin has been hovering around the midpoint now for, what, a day or something? Yeah, since yesterday evening. Well, nah, since Monday afternoon, really. So over a day now. And it hasn't broken above, it hasn't broken below. The MACD is still above the zero line, and it's quite far away from turning down, although, as I said, I don't trust these numbers when the MACD is quite far from the zero line. But there's continuation to the upside, certainly on the 4 hour, and momentum is to the upside. Now, a quick check in on the 15 minute, just to see if that gives us, or gives me, any more information. And what it does give me, and I can, if you haven't spotted it already, I'll show you now. So, higher lows, higher highs. And since it's been up towards the midline, it's been in a super narrow range. And that range, it tops here. And it bottoms here. Now, I've got a lot of white lines on there. Let's just change this to a blue, and this also to a blue. And so super low time frame, ranging price action, but with a higher low. This is super low time frame consolidation in the context of an up move. So more likely to break to the upside. Upon breaking to the upside, it's going to secure its place more within the top of the range, and therefore give more evidence that that this upside move has more juice. Effectively, it's got more to give. And I go back to what I said before: 70,000, or yesterday. I probably said it a few times. 70,000 is, as far as I can see, an important area for Bitcoin to reclaim. It also happens to be around about the midpoint of the top half of the range. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some resistance. If this breaks out to the top, I would expect to move up to somewhere between 69.5 and say 75, about 1,000, maybe a bit more actually, 71,000. So what was that? Like a 695, 71. So $1,500 range of potential targets on the next move up, if it happens. Clearly, the reciprocal is that Bitcoin goes back below the bottom of this range, which is 65, just call it 65.5. Several 4 hour closures back below there is going to give this a different flavour of what it is at the moment, which is a low time frame uptrend. And, we'll have to come back and have another little think. But it would certainly lose some momentum at that point and probably start to head back down. What am I on? 8.5 minutes. So I think in a nutshell, that'll do for today. And I think this is the 7th week within the range. So I expect, the way that the price action has gone on, I can't get it all in. The way the price action has been since it entered this range way back over here at the end of February, I would not be surprised if another week goes by and it's within the range, but consolidating starts to nudge its head up against the resistance at the top, and then in the 8th week, which would be into the beginning of May, then it busts out. Now, I know there's an old saying, sell in May and walk away, but I'm not sure that applies to what I can see from the price action at the moment. Clearly, if things change, then I'll change with them, because the way I trade is to respond to the price action, do what it's telling me, not really make any presumptions of my own, even though the videos may come across like that. I'm doing that because that's the sort of feel or the joie de vivre of the videos. But when it comes to trading, It's really important to have discipline in whatever your trade strategy is, and then be a slave to your trade strategy and not let your own opinions get in the way. And there are many books, many amazing books by many amazing people, far better than I at trading, that will tell you all about trading psychology. I haven't actually read one, but I know there are loads available in various places, and loads of videos on YouTube too that talk about the psychology of trading. So I'm acutely aware that sometimes my tiny brain gets in the way, but I'm increasingly a slave to the price action and just follow what it's telling me effectively, and keep my opinions to myself and you guys. All right, there we go. That's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please like and subscribe. And if you haven't enjoyed it, then come back tomorrow because I'll be doing it all again. Okay, take care. Enjoy what's rest of your Tuesday. See you tomorrow for a midweek video. Oh yeah.